Okay, welcome to the stream for Friday, July 24th. Market opening up in 30 seconds. Let me get the TikTok stream rolling. Okay, live day trading futures. Okay, TikTok stream is on. YouTube stream is rolling. Today we are trading ES. Well, every day we trade ES, but this is what we're up to. Pre-market plan going into the day is we created these relative equal lows down here at 7409, 7400 area that if bears take control of this market, I think we could see a push down there, especially because we inverted this daily gap right here. So looking at the daily chart, we can see that we inverted this daily bullish gap. So we're going to see what happens if this inverted daily bullish gap is resistance or creates more resistance heading into today, and we see a push down into yesterday's low, and the previous day point of control is also resting at 7430.25. So we could see a sell-off down to there. There is not much resistance above these highs right here. So from here up into, around that 7,500 area, there's not much resistance. So we could see a strong push up into that area as well today if bulls are in control. But that's kind of what we're looking at heading into today. So market just opened up. Now let's head down into our 5-minute chart and see what's happening. So we're below our VWAP and our 200 EMA on the 5-minute chart. We're gonna obviously wait for a few minutes into open before we place any trades, but this is what we're seeing so far. We're gonna mark out our pre-market, which 8 a.m. Eastern. We're gonna mark out our pre-market, like so, and we'll see what happens. Let me send out my YouTube link. Not the YouTube link to the Discord. Let's get that free Discord in bio if you guys want to join. Post a pre-market plan in there every day, so feel free to share the link. Link copied to clipboard. Okay. All right, thanks for everyone joining in here. Day trading ES right now. Market just opened up. We're seeing a strong push from this bullish imbalance here from the overnight session. So we're seeing a strong push out of that area, but we are below our VWAP and our 200 EMA, so we could see potential resistance up here, especially in these bearish gaps. And this is the 5-minute chart on ES. Okay, let's see SPY. Yeah, not much of no gap on SPY, but we have this huge gap right here, which, leads me to think that we could see a squeeze because there's such a big gap on the options market. So we could see a squeeze up into 7,500. But, we'll have to see. I want to see price get above VWAP and the 200 EMA first before considering, going all in on longs. Let's see what NQ is up to. Okay. We have a previous day point of control up here. Stacked lows down here. We'll see what happens with that. We are showing support right away at open here. At that value area low as well. Point of control up here. Let's mark out our pre-market 8 a.m. Okay. All right, everything's set up now. We do have the good luck charm in today as well. If you guys watch the stream, you know who the good luck charm is. Fresh cup of coffee as well, always. Nothing like the fresh cup of coffee and market open. One of the best things ever. One of the best cups of coffee you can have. Market just opened up. Patiently waiting right now. Waiting for a setup. Waiting to see what happens. What's our structure going to be? Who's going to be in control today? Patience, patience, patience. Most of trading is just waiting around. So that's what we're doing. We had a pop up into VWAP here, this purple line. And we have seen strong selling since tapping into there, which is interesting. Waiting, I'm watching, I'm waiting. Well, while we're waiting here, what was the trade during pre-market? Let me turn this off. Previous day point of control. Price comes up, tests it. Right here. resistance. Taking a loss. And that looks good. Oh, we are on NQ right now. Okay. One more 5-minute candle and the 15-minute opening range is established. So we'll see what happens with that. But below VWAP, below 200 EMA, showing resistance early on. Dow sold off under VWAP, under 200 EMA. NQ selling under VWAP, under 200 EMA. GC above VWAP, finding support early on here. Actual break above our 200 EMA. You guys can't see that. See here. Nice break above. What would that be? Depending on how this closes. Do a little gold trade today. Crazier things have happened. Depending on how this closes. Potential trade on gold there. I'll wait for that candle to close though. Oops. Wait for that candle to close. Not much happening on ES. Okay, let's go back to gold here. Gold broke. Let's see if it holds. Hey, Bodhi. Sorry, my dog. The good luck charm is with us today. He's already being a puppy and causing chaos up here in the office. See what ES is doing. Oh, get some excitement here. Yesterday was a slow open. Today we might have a slow open. We'll see what happens though. Plenty of life left in the trading day. So we'll see what happens. watching. Oh, jeez. Got the yawns right now. I can get sound effects on TikTok Live. That's probably super annoying. Choppy open, but there is our opening range established. So our opening range, we'll drag that across till close. Drag that across. Label that as our orb. Make it a little brighter so you guys can see it. And lock it in place. Like so. And now we'll see what we get. Potential for a break. Got a little bit of a bullish zone right here. See what happens if that can break. Potential longs. Opening that inverted gap. But below VWAP, below 200 EMA. Market is bearish. Yes, 100%. 100%. Shieldy 97. Market is bearish. I agree. Inverted that daily gap as well. So just kind of waiting. Kind of want to see a fake breakout of the opening range and then reversal down. Get people caught up in this fake breakout and then potential reversal down. We'll have to see though. Or we get, you think it's bearish, but we get think a TGIF short squeeze. Because if zooming out here, there's not a lot of resistance right here. Price could basically just rip through all this and come up and tap this July 20th point of control right here. See where that's resting right at all this support that just got broken. We could come back up there and test that, potentially, if we squeeze today. But in order for me to be bullish, I would need this thing to break very far above VWAP in the 200 EMA and come back down, test, hold, and then I could look for longs. Accumulation at 70.72. This. Day. Accumulation at 70, 72. Once again, fake breakout here. Stall. Test, retest, daily bearish or daily inverted gap, sell off. Or, we could also, once again, break, hold, go up to high day. Watching for both scenarios. Also, if we're looking at SPY from Tuesday. This is what I'm looking at. So if we pull up, look at SPY here. Like, see this massive daily gap right here? I'm thinking Friday 0 DTE options SPY squeeze up, fill that gap. Call me crazy. 70.72 Tuesday accumulation. I see what you're talking about. Those equal lows that were, yeah, I mean, these were equal lows as well. You see here, equal lows. Broke through, was that yesterday? So yeah, I could see that come up, test it. 200 EMA on that 15-minute chart is also kind of resting in that area. But once again, look at this SPY, 0 DTE, TGIF, short squeeze up, fill that gap. Potential. Am I going to do that? Probably not, because this, I think, is going to sell off. And look at that. Look at that reaction off the 200 EMA there. On the 5-minute chart. It taps it, and look at that sell-off. We might go all the way down to low of day. Or intraday low, sorry. New York session low. This yellow line right here, that's our 200 EMA. Look at how on the 5-minute chart specifically, price comes up, taps that area. Look at that reaction. Crazy. Right in a bearish gap as well, the 5-minute. Did not take it short, but you could just legitimately put a limit order there and see what happens. Sold off. Also accumulation on the 30 at 80. Dang, look at that reaction. Look at that reaction off the 200 EMA. Sometimes, I swear, I just need to start, I need to like get a separate account and just literally limit orders at 200 EMA. Like this, 200 EMA, we have our 1 standard deviation band right there. You could have just done something like, boom. It's insane. But you know, how many times does that actually happen? I mean, right here. Just say whatever, limit order there, stop below VWAP, bang. Let's see, limit order there, stop below VWAP. Limit order at VWAP, stop above 1 standard deviation band, see if you get anything. A lot of this happens at night too. I'm convinced if I just didn't need to sleep, you could just trade all throughout the overnight session. I'm telling you, all these are so many like good moves that you could capitalize on. But look at that reaction. Right off that 200 EMA. Huge sell-off. Fake out too. What did I say? Fake breakout on that 15-minute orb. So boom, there's your fake breakout. Huge reversal down. The orb high is 7455. Gold has been on a bit of an uptrend today, but I do see it going back to 4007 at some point. Yeah, I wasn't even watching, but we had this bullish gap right here, break above our 200 EMA. I was watching that. And then gold makes new highs. Like so. Maybe early next week. Back down to 4007. Based on what? What higher time frame you're looking at? Just looking at the daily. 4007. 4007 is kind of these, yeah, stacked lows down here, okay? 1 hour. Yeah, a lot of accumulation down here at 4,000. Holy sell-off. Previous day point of control is at right down here, 7430.25. There's a big order block on the 404 and 2. Yeah, I was seeing that too. On ES, our previous day point of control is at 430.25. NQ is down 1%. Holy NQ. My goodness. Gold makes new highs here. $40.60. Testing level for a while. And there's this untested gap right here. So, GC. This untested gap. Resting right in there. That's what I'm thinking. Like, potentially, you know, gold would move up into that area. 40.70. I think that's what you said. 40.60. But bullish gap, break above the EMA. Look at this thing just rip now. $40.70. And new highs. Yeah, look at that. It's going to tap into it, 40.70.2. Also daily FVG at 76, which I think will flip nicely. Dang, I wish I was watching this trade. Or it got into it. That was huge. FVG break above our 200 EMA, inverted these as well. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Watch it keep ripping too. But that's a gorgeous looking trade on GC. fake breakout orb on ES. NQ is free falling right now, more so than ES. NQ since open, we're down 317 points, which is wild. 68 in flip. There's not much. I mean, we could technically... On the 3 hour, I've never heard of anyone using the 3 hour. That's crazy. I don't think I've ever even looked at the 3 hour. Interesting though. I'm just 1 hour. I love the 1 hour chart. I don't know why. I find that the 1 hour chart is the best. But anyway, if you're talking about the indices here, yes, tons of accumulation right where price just tapped into. Also, previous day point of control down here at 74. Let's put that into view. 7430.25. So previous day point of control 7430.25 right down here. Be interesting if price wants to test this bearish gap right here. So we're seeing this bearish gap on the 5 minute after an orb break, fake out, break the downside. Could see new lows down into that previous day point of control at 7430.25. And like you said, tons of accumulation down here. And then huge strength. Great GC scalp. Oh. Ooh. Sorry, I'm getting distracted on gold. I'm getting distracted on gold. All right, and we're back. We're back. Yep, look at that. Finding resistance in that 5 minute bearish gap. Previous day point of control, once again, is at 7430.25. Likely see new lows here and test that area. So we'll see what happens after that, but no entries yet. I'm remaining patient. remaining patient on this Friday. Just drinking, enjoying my coffee. If anyone's liking the stream, we stream every day, 9:30 a.m. to 11:30 noon Eastern. Every day. Don't miss out. Give me a follow if you're enjoying the stream. Flipped nicely at 69. Thanks for the follow. Shieldy97. Thanks for being on the stream too. Flipped nicely at 69. Are you talking GC right now? Yeah. Right in that hourly bearish gap. What's VWAP doing? Not bad. Yeah, look at that nice sell reaction. Curious if it can invert this bullish gap right here. You know what I'm saying? See what happens with that. Could see they'll go to 55, maybe to the low point accumulation. Yeah, I agree with 55. Back to that 200 EMA on the 5 as well. Oh, I'm sorry, you can't see that. I gotta remember to put my chart in the center for TikTok. NQ seeing some life down here. See what ES is up to. Gold has been horrible to trade this week. Yeah, I mean, let me see. Let's look back in time. Here's Monday. Monday. This was a great Asia session. Hindsight's always 20/20 though. Asia been killing it. Dude, I'm telling you, once again, I mentioned it before, if I didn't have to sleep, I would just trade all at night. Like, New York session has just been so choppy, and I feel like this has been happening for like all of 2026, I swear, where like Asia is just goated price action, and then you wake up and all of your key levels and all your trade ideas are just have been taken overnight, and you're like, what the heck happened? But yeah, I don't know. It's kind of frustrating though. It's frustrating when you've had these plans or like certain trade ideas all week, and then they just get absolutely like everything gets perfectly hit during Asia session. Like this is where we at. This is New York session on gold. It's just straight buns sideways to action. But look at this. In Asia, we're just going crazy. Same again on Tuesday. And then New York session, just like kind of consolidating choppiness. Eesh. Oh, we're getting recovery and a half. Like I said, don't be surprised. Look at this huge gap on SPY. Don't be surprised if these 0 DTE contracts, we get a crazy squeeze today. Don't be surprised. Holy huge bullish zone. Bigger than the orb. So we're gonna do, so mark that out like that. We're gonna go like this. See what the Discord's up. Shorts on NQ fake orb. Waiting. Watching. Fake breakout of our orb to the upside. Huge reversal down. Fake breakout right into our 200 EMA. Huge reversal down. And now we're testing our VWAP again. So we'll see what happens. I mean, if we break again to the upside, that would be 1, 2, 3 separate breaks of the opening range. All before the first hour of market open. So this is all over the board for sure. All over the board. If we break to the upside, it would be 3 breaks all in the first hour. In all consecutively different directions as well. Which is just chop city. Or volatility city, I should say. Yeah, look at this move. Normally a sell-off on a Friday. Sometimes it's a squeeze. Sometimes you get that TGIF short squeeze. All depends on the day. And like I said, just looking at the hourly chart, like there's no real resistance in here. until about 7,500. I've been trading for a little over 3 years. I like to say two though. That first year, I don't know what I was doing. You know, like seriously trading. Probably like two ish, maybe a little bit over. But like that first year and a half, honestly, I don't even know what I was doing. Besides messing around on the charts, not knowing what the heck was what. 5 to 6 months in, that's good. As long as you stay focused. I feel like I really didn't get focused into trading until I swear, like once again, a year and a half, 2 years in. Yeah. I wasted a lot of time. So just stay focused is my piece of advice. Stay focused. Stay focused and take it serious. I think I was taking it serious, but I wasn't taking it serious. I wasn't like putting in the work in terms of back testing, in terms of understanding things, in terms of focusing on certain things. I just kind of like floated around. And if you're a beginner trader, Shieldy 97, put risk on. I didn't put risk on. Biggest mistake. I know. And like by putting risk on, I would just go through props. I wouldn't blow through a lot of your money. I would go through like buy one prop account, take it slow, but learn how to put risk on. I've wasted so much time because of fear and not knowing like how to put risk on in the market and how to actually take a trade and how to handle emotions when in a trade. So much time wasted. Just I would just sit for years. I would just sit and like watch and not learn how to actually risk and put risk into a trade and watch your trade. And I've been battling that ever since. So there's, yes, people say to like be cautious, and for sure be cautious. That's why I recommend like getting an evaluation and then taking it slow, but learning like how to watch $100 go and move around and everything like that. Which prop firms are the best to use? Some of the rules are a bit dodgy. Yeah. Or like drawdown. Ever since Lucid came about, the Lucid Flex accounts. I was looking into the VWAP plus minus one scenario bands you mentioned. Explain. Shieldy, Lucid's new, but the beautiful thing about Lucid and their 50K Flex accounts is when you buy an evaluation, it's a one-time payment. There's no reoccurring monthly payment. Some prop firms, like you buy an evaluation and you have to pay like, I don't know, like $100 a month. If you don't pass that evaluation, it's like there's $100 and then $100. But with Lucid, it's just a one-time payment. There's no subscription. So you can take it as slow as you want to. And that's what I usually recommend. Like, because you can get into trading, you can get into a Lucid 50K Flex for, I think like it's like under $100. And then, you're putting down $100, and then you can take that account slow and just like risk 100 to make 200, risk 100 to make 200. And like, it might take you a really long time to pass, or maybe you just don't pass at all, but you lose the account after a month and a half, 2 months. But you've learned a lot. You have a lot of journaling then, and you have like, you're not blowing through evaluations, because blowing through evaluations hurts your psyche as well, and it's tricky to trade. So that's what I recommend. And Lucid's new, so like the Lucid 50K Flex, you can take your evaluation as slow as you want, and I think it's super helpful. And then once you're funded with Lucid, they have great payout track records and everything like that. So I think they're kind of like running the space right now. And then as you get better, then you can use like more of these like aggressive prop firms where you see people copy trading like 30 accounts, but that's got to be earned before you can do that. So you just, learn how to trade, and once again, learn how to put risk on. And if you just spend $100 on an account, if you lose, you're only losing $100, but you can take it slow because there's no monthly subscription. So I think those are huge, and I think that's huge for Losing your own money is hard work. It stops you from the trade the way you want. Yeah, I agree. And I did that for so long. Oh my god, so long. I traded my own money, and it caused so many problems. So now it's like kind of the prop game, and it helped. But for a beginner, I would say that those Lucid 50K Flex accounts, go check them out. Um, Once again, no monthly subscription on that evaluation, so you can take it slow and seriously like risk 100, 150, 200 max, and just watch how you trade and watch how price moves and everything. And it's just, there's a little bit more on the line than paper trading. So paper trading is great and everything, but there's nothing on the line. So I think sometimes you take trades that you probably wouldn't if you were actually, risking your own money or your like simulated prop money. So that's what I recommend. NDZ, you're looking at VWAP plus minus one standard deviation bands you mentioned yesterday. Can you explain? So the idea of the one standard deviation band is statistically, on an average basis, the market, 80% of each trading session, I think it's around 80% of each trading session is traded within the one standard deviation band of VWAP. So if you watch here, usually market opens, the session opens right in here. So you can see the session opened right in there. Let me zoom in for you. Session opened right in here. And you see how we go down to that one standard deviation band of VWAP, then we come back into VWAP. Now we're at that one standard deviation high of VWAP, we come back to VWAP. Now we've broken above that one standard deviation of VWAP, and now that it's extended past that one standard deviation of VWAP, price is now going to come back in and retest it. So it's always like price, how I look at it is, if you're trying to long the market, there's no point in longing the market right here at this specific point, because look at how far extended off we are from our one standard deviation and our VWAP. So honestly, it's kind of like a filter for me, and I like to use it as a filter to potentially like avoid a risky setup, or if you're trying to, it filters out bad trades, where if you're looking at longs up in this area, well, we're so far away from our one standard deviation of VWAP or our VWAP in general. So let's wait till it pulls back into it, and maybe we can see some support off that level. And sure enough, like pulls back to that one standard deviation, and now we see support. Now we're up here, we're trading pretty far away from our one standard deviation of VWAP. It's going to pull back and retest and see what happens. And then now in this case, we're breaking below. So now we break below, and look at how far past we push from our one standard deviation. So at this point, we are not looking for shorts because it's so far extended, right? Just like Bollinger Bands, and then it comes back in, and we test that one standard deviation of VWAP, and then we test VWAP itself, and then we go back and then test it and test it. So it's like Bollinger Bands for sure. It just helps filter out bad trades. And you can add the two. I don't like adding the two standard deviation of VWAP, but I think it's 80 to 90% of all market action happens within like the 1 to 2 standard deviations of VWAP. If it's ever extended past, that's super rare, and price will usually tend to come back and test it. So I like to use it as a filter, or if I'm like in a trade and I'm looking at it and I want to see, maybe price comes to that one standard deviation of VWAP, and I entered my trade long at the bottom portion of the one standard deviation of VWAP, and we go up to the top portion of it. That might be a good like mental thing to me to be like, okay, we are at that one standard deviation high of VWAP. I'm gonna put my stop at break even. Since we're there, I want price to accept the fact that we're above our one standard deviation of VWAP here. Or if price pulls back to just VWAP in general, I want it to accept that. I don't want price to come back down into this lower portion of VWAP. So you can use it as like kind of like a filter as well for, hey, maybe I want to take or move this trade to break even now that we get there. So that's kind of how I use it. It's just like VWAP to me is just like a filter. It's a filter to help you understand, like, are we bullish, bearish, or are we too far extended? Is it a bad idea to get into a long, you know, like down here? It's a bad idea to get into a short down here? Look at how far past extended we are from, our average price. Why would we try to get into short down here if we're this far extended from our average price? And sometimes it happens where price is just ripping to the downside and you could just blindly click sell and it works. But in a percentage basis, most of the time that doesn't happen. So we use it as a filter to help us understand, good trade entries and bad trade entries. Another choppy morning. Look at this. It's tiring. What's NQ doing? I'm gonna go test the daily FVG. The inverted one? I would think so. Afternoon to me, being on the charts all day. Yeah. Just struggling at that 200 EMA. Huge resistance. There it is again, selling off that 200 EMA. What's one was?
It comes with a bait.
$72 mark has been a highlight of my week. Bounced off it so many times. Yikes. Sideways. Look at that 200 EMA resistance. Curious. I'm not in any trades right now. It's just so sideways. Like, look at that. I don't even know, it's just not much you can do. I feel like I don't know, throw something at the wall and short it. Being like this the full week for sure. potential short potential. 1-to-1 this down to the previous day point of control. I mean, it's a barcode, but the faintest of, so we broke the orb here, came back, tested our 200 EMA, we had another break right here. So I don't know if this is going to work. I'm not in this, but we're going to see if it potentially works out. Stop kind of above this IFVG here, so right up there, and stop above our 200 EMA. Don't enter until it's a good break, for sure. I'm not in this. I'm just curious if it works. I just feel like we'll come down into that previous day point of control. So I'm seeing if I would have done it. Oh. Something like that. Yeah, right here. SPY for sure. Right there. That's the entry. SPY. If this thing sells, right there. What is that on SPY? 73860. 73860. Take profits at, anyone trades SPY options, 73860. Take profits at low, and then next take profit yesterday low. It would be a 3-bar close to the downside. Yeah. We also have this bullish engulfing right here. That was broken. Tested, broke again. Tested, manipulated above, broke again. Potential. Fancy Pants has returned. Welcome in. But yeah, I liked that. I like that SPY setup. Hey, buddy. Waiting for a break above. What's SPY? SPY is the the ETF for the S&P 500. So like on the stock exchange, you trade options on it and shares. It's like S&P 500 shares. So just looking at this too. Yeah, look at that. Look at that zone. Once again, take profit 1. You trade options. 737.33. Entry 73860. Take profit 1 there. Take profit 2, low of day from yesterday. It's getting no entry signals on ES futures. Freaking nothing. Attempt on taking short. You know, I don't know if this is gonna work out, but technically, like, this is kind of, you know, my strategy anyway. Below our 200 EMA, below VWAP, broke our 15-minute opening range, which is from here to here. Change that to like a white. So broke the 15-minute opening range. Tested this bullish engulfing that was broken, and it's a fake break to the upside, reverse back to the downside. So this is kind of the strategy, or at least my strategy, one of my models that I love to trade. It's right here, and we'll see if it plays out. On SPY. So again, I'm not trading SPY. I don't have, you know, anything on this. This is just a example. I have nothing on ES that's showing me any sort of indication to enter a trade. So we are waiting. Missed that GC setup today. I wish I took it. Gonna be chilling today. NQ is super overextended, in my opinion. I'm taking the SPY short to yesterday low. Okay. I like it. You could run break even if we break through this pretty aggressively. It's just so slow today. So choppy. And also, for that SPY trade, 7430 on ES 7430.25 was the previous day point of control. So if we pull up our session volume profile, yeah. So on SPY, is that not right there? Previous day point of control. You'd likely want to see acceptance below this one standard deviation band. You'd want to see that act as resistance now, and this to push. Has that formed a double top? What do you mean? On ES, like this right here? Is what you're saying? There's a lot of stacked highs right here. So we're finding some acceptance there. That was good resistance off that 1 standard deviation band. NDZ. Once again, be careful. If we take this low and potentially test previous day point of control at 7 for SPY, that's at 73696. Just be careful is all I'll say. Yeah, look at how we're reacting now that we're coming down to this low. Yeah, whoa. I mean, it's a choppy day. Potentially could be just range bound. Just a range bound day. Which is boring, but happens. Necessary. At 68 now. Need some musics in the background. I agree. Oh, but then the YouTube live, then I get strikes or something. I agree though. You know how I'd do that. What else can I do? So maybe we'll just do it for TikTok. Add a source. Need some musics in the background. If I just play it off my phone, was that brutal? Might come down to the trend line. Let's see. Let's pull up Spotify. The people have spoken. Can you hear this music? Yeah, that reverse is insane. Test. My dog is running all over the place. Music is drowning out my voice. It is. I don't know. I'm trying to mess with my settings here. Test. 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 So freaking annoying. I got like the primary speakers audio. That's so loud. Ugh. Whatever. We got action happening right now. Just play Alexa in the background. I agree. You know, sometimes you just want things to work. You just want things to work. Okay. Scratch that idea. Yeah. This is tough. That's tough. It's tough. Once again, this is just a choppy day. Things topped out that shoes.
So we've learned our lesson.
Okay. Holy rip. Sooner enter the short mate, high risk. I didn't mind the short though. But, you know. Okay, look at that freaking move. Huge demand area. Am I stupid to be wanting to even think about taking this? Is this a bad idea? That reverse is sharp. Sharp, sharp, sharp. Whoa. Mute audio, unmute audio. My microphone capturing my voice. And if we go into Spotify and we click play, we go into here and we tune that down a bit. I think I figured it out. Okay, test 1, 2, testing to see if the sound and my mic don't clash. Sound and my mic don't clash. Test 1, 2, test 1, 2. Test 1, 2, test 1, 2. Okay. No idea if that's working or not, but you know what? I am just going to continue existing, playing that though. Maybe you can hear it, maybe you can't. Don't know. But we ride. Goodness. Okay. Testing bullish zone here and our 200 EMA. I want to see price come down here, test this area, hold above, potential for a long. I don't know. This is so much freaking risk though. What do we got there? 21 points of risk for what? What are we shooting for? All the way up there. Is that squeeze gonna happen? Is that really gonna happen? I don't know. Is this squeeze really gonna happen? Time will tell. Look at that hold though, right at the 200 EMA. Great. See that? Ugh. Huge reaction off of it. Oh. That was it right there. That was it. You know, I like to wait for a retest and hold, but it broke, tapped and went. Just took high day. Here. What are the odds these work? Oh, I don't think these have ever been opened. Like I can't hear my music because it's playing through my computer to help. Wait for candle flip. Dang. Look at that. Oh my god. Are you serious? Yikes. Man, I missed this totally. I mean, same. I mean, I was talking earlier. I mean, that huge gap fill. So, this huge gap fill right here from, what was this? Thursday, Wednesday to Thursday session. Huge gap fill. So, potential for it to just squeeze, squeeze up into there and take out all that. But, I don't know. It's tough. Can you hear me fine? And the music, by the way? Or is it still all out of whack whenever I talk? No music, just your voice. Damn. How about now? Now? No. Oh, through external. The longs. Yeah, longs I'm not feeling like are safe right now. I gotta wait for a pullback into, I don't know, 7,450.
That light just hit the sky, and it's not just a call, it's a warning. That from
I got in.
Test. Trump. Did he really just speak? Yeah, mate. Huh. That explains the insane volume and then the chop. People might have been waiting for that. Crazy. Well, we're all wishing we were in those longs. Nothing. Oh, that's frustrating. That's frustrating. Right there. That was the entry. Boom. Then just let it rip. Already been at a 1.5. I just waited. I was watching it, but I just had waited till the test and hold. But it tested, and then obviously perfect timing as always. You know, something happens and then it just rips. So whatever. Is what it is. We probably should be done for today though. I don't know, it's kind of a lame end to the week. With nothing really exciting. I guess last week or yesterday we got a nice little short, but what a lame Friday. You know, I don't know if anyone took. Yeah. I don't know how. It'll be interesting to see people's recaps that they post, you know. Going to 7,500 question mark. I think so. I think it's going up into right here. 7513.50 is my guess. 7513.50 is my guess for where it wants to go. But we'll have to wait and see. That's what I think. I just think that there's no real, right now there's no real resistance until we get to here. There's no real resistance until 7513.50. So I think this could just easily just keep going. And I kind of thought that as we went into today, but you know, it was this. It's always like this. It's always just chop, 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 chop. Like right in here, just chopping, and then finally breaks, and then the retest, it's so quick. When it goes, it's so quick. And then, you know, now it's just ripping to the upside. If you're not in it, it goes too fast. I 100% agree. This market is so hard to time. I've been, I don't know, this entire summer, I feel like I've been, the timing aspect, like the ideas right up here, the ideas are there, the concept is there, but the timing is always like, you're always just a little bit off, and you're either getting hit at like a break even or hit very quickly at your stop and then it just rips to the upside. It's just like so hard to time this market. You know, you're trying your hardest to time it right. But when it goes, or it's chop, 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 and then boom. So, whew, I don't know. It's tricky. Not in it, it goes too fast. Ugh. It's annoying. Well, I'm taking the L to regroup for next week. Have a good weekend. Yeah, we'll see you next week. Remember, 9:30 a.m. till right about now, 11:30. Every day, streaming. Trying to build a good community. Free Discord link in the bio as well. We got some traders in there. Trade every day on the Discord as well. A lot of good traders in there, chatting and just doing the thing. I'm gonna try to figure out this background music thing too. All right. Yeah, I'm out. I'm out of here too. Stream's over. Oh, just couldn't time it right. Oh well. Tough end of the week, but no damage, so fine by it. But tune in next week, 9:30 a.m. Eastern. We'll be on stream, live trading. That's all. Peace.